Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again. Sorry, I have a bit of a head cold at the moment. So I am back with another 40k video from the Templin Institute. And the topic for today's video is the Black Legion, the Lunar Wolves, the Sons of Horus. Now, before I get into the video, a little conversation starter. For those of you who collect/play Chaos, what chapter do you play and why? For those of you who do not collect/play Chaos, if you were to play/collect Chaos, what chapter would you play and why? For me, I'm kind of torn. I kind of like Emperor's Children. I think they're kind of cool looking. Same thing with World Leaders. But the thought of just serving one Chaos God, I do like the idea of Undivided, serving all the Chaos Gods, because they all have really cool units, like Khorne, Khorne Berserkers, what's that other new unit, the 8 something, I forget what they're called, Games Workshop just announced them not too long ago, the 8, I can't remember what they're called, but either way, they look really badass. So Khorne's got those, and just being able to kind of cherry pick, your unit, hey, I'll take some Khorne Berserkers. Ooh, Nurgle's got some Plague Bearers. Those are pretty badass. Noise Marines from Slaanesh and Keeper of Secrets, and voila, a little bit of everything. So I do like the idea of, serving Chaos overall and just being able to kind of cherry pick things I want. So I don't know myself what I would actually play/collect for Chaos. I don't know. I am still kind of, leaning a little bit towards Emperor's Children. I don't know. Fulgrim, pretty badass. I do want to see what his new model would look like. That'd be pretty cool. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. All right, so anyways, enough talking. Let's get on to the video. Make sure the audio's good. Okay, hope the audio's good.
The most grievous wounds are those that refuse to kill, yet will not heal. Instead, they linger, deepen, and fester. The passage of the years makes little difference, nor does any form of treatment. The wound remains. The afflicted creature is left to suffer in agony, subjected to every kind of pain imaginable, until it can no longer remember a time without it.
The wound Horus inflicted will always be felt.
The Imperium of man has suffered many such wounds. It is a realm founded in war, and it is war that sustains it. Across the millennia, triumph and tragedy alike have left their mark. Tyranid hive fleets have consumed entire star systems. Xenos empires have enslaved untold billions, or seized countless more with vile ideologies.
Jeez.
Orc warlords smash apart the ancient glories of mankind, while Necron tombs awake beneath them. The Imperium suffers, and the galaxy burns.
The world is a
When
mess.
the final hour of mankind arrives, and the bell of lost souls on Holy Terror rings out into the darkness for the last time, the Imperium will have finally succumbed to a wound left over 10,000 years before. The first and the last. Of every threat to assail itself against the crumbling bastions of the Imperium, no single blow has struck deeper or festered longer than the one rent into the soul of mankind by
I like the blood
once
running
its
down the
most favored
statues. That's pretty
warriors.
cool.
They were founded on Terra as the 16th Legion, earned their first victories as the Lunar Wolves, were elevated to greater glories as the Sons of Horus, but in the grim darkness of the 41st millennium, are feared and hated as the Black Legion.
Yep.
Raised on Terra in the final years of the 30th millennium, the 20 Space Marine Legions represented the Emperor's will to end the Unification Wars, strike out from the solar system, and reunite the lost and scattered domains.
So do we technically know what happened to the other two chapters since it went from 20 to 18? I've heard like mixed things about it. I know they were, lost and stuff like that lore-wise, but is there like a definitive answer? Because I've also heard different things. One of them I kind of like is Games Workshop did that deliberately, so that way if you wanted to make like your own Space Marine chapter, you can kind of fill it in with the lore. Like, yes, they're part of, the 19th chapter or the 20th chapter, one of the missing chapters, and just kind of, instead of, this is my chapter and they're part of the, Dark Angels or whatever, and, it doesn't really fit, but at least having, like two missing, chapters and stuff like that, you can kind of flex in your own lore. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just kind of I like the idea of that. That's actually, pretty cool. Like, hey, we don't really know anything about these two chapters, so anything can kind of go until, like Games Workshop actually does like something with the lore. But I don't know, just let me know.
Of humanity. Like its brother legions, the 16th was genetically modified, its warriors implanted with the gene seed of their respective Primarch.
Of course.
Though the ruinous powers of chaos would scatter the Primarchs across the galaxy, the 16ths included, the relationship between the two could not be severed. Though their Primarch was lost to them, through his gene seed, they nevertheless came to express his unique character, personality, and approach to war. Imperial records of this era remain fragmented, but it is believed that the 16th's first recruits came from the hunter clans of the Jutagran Bowl and the slums of the Samsation subplate. They were said to be ruthless and independent, swift and aggressive.
Interesting.
Though earning many battle honors in their early campaigns, none matched the first pacification of Luna. Fortified by gene cultists, whose advanced technology was greatly desired by the Emperor, the 16th made up the vanguard of the Imperium's invasion, and were triumphant in a matter of hours. It was the first off-world conquest ever achieved by the legions, and a desperate plea from the gene cultists, begging the Emperor to call off his wolves, would give the 16th Legion its name.
The Lunar Wolves.
The victory on Luna was said to be the first battle of the Great Crusade, the enormous campaign initiated by the Emperor to spread the rule of the Imperium across the entire galaxy. Millennia of myths and legends have overwhelmed this era, making any complete, verifiable history impossible.
Oh my god, look at the weaponry.
But most every source agrees that Horus, Primarch of the 16th Legion, was the first to be rediscovered. Some accounts claim he was found on the world of Chthoniya,
so
having risen to a position of power in much the same way as his brothers. Others dispute this, but whatever the case, it is inarguable
that he was the first one to be found?
As the Emperor's only recovered son, and great affinity existed between them. Under the command of Horus, and their ranks swelled by recruits taken from Chthoniya, the Lunar Wolves swept across the galaxy. Imbued with various Chthonian warrior customs and the peerless instincts of Horus, the Legion was regarded as inelegant, but undeniably effective.
Well, I guess that's all that matters, as long as they're effective.
The other Space Marine legions were reunited with their Primarchs, and while their own battle honors would match or even exceed those of the Lunar Wolves, the 16th was always on the forefront of the crusade, achieving many of its most spectacular and important victories. The eradication of the largest Orc empire ever recorded was foremost amongst these, and achieved through the strategic brilliance of Horus.
Oh wow.
So complete was this victory that it cemented the Emperor's decision to name Horus Warmaster, the Commander-in-Chief of the Imperium's armies. The 16th Legion was renamed the Sons of Horus to mark this appointment, and to cement their status as the first amongst equals. The corruption of Horus and his legions to the service of the ruinous powers of chaos was the result of a long and methodical effort. Hidden chaos cults,
so it was something that started
and visions of a nightmarish future
long time ago.
But it was
corruption of Horus. It wasn't just a
resentment
quick
that made him receptive to the offers of the dark gods. He renounced his oath to the Emperor and led his legion into the worship of the ruinous powers.
This is still a badass trailer.
It was a victory of the 16th Legion that ushered the start of the Great Crusade, and it was another victory of the 16th that ended it. On the world of Istvan V, the Sons of Horus, together with the traitorous Death Guard, Emperor's Children, World Eaters, Alpha Legion, Iron Warriors, and Night Lord's legions, massacred the Loyalists mobilized against them. What would be known as the Horus Heresy had
I gotta
begun.
see about that Istvan V. Jesus. That's a lot of chapters.
The destruction unleashed over the course of the Imperium's civil war was without equal in human history. In a dark reflection of the Great Crusade, the 16th Legion again carved a bloody path across the galaxy, but this time into the heart of the Imperium, towards the throne world of Terra.
Yep.
The siege of the Imperial Palace saw Horus finally confront the Emperor himself, and the outcome of that clash would forever echo throughout the warp. Though few witnessed it directly, Horus's psychic howl of anguish was felt by every warrior in the 16th Legion, announcing their failure and the beginning of the end of the heresy.
Oh, I bet.
Amidst
Once
the
he was
carnage
slain.
and chaos, the Sons of Horus fled the Sol System, though not before Ezekiel Abaddon, first captain of the Legion, recovered his Primarch's body. While vengeful Imperial war fleets scoured the remaining traitors from the galaxy, they hid within the Eye of Terror, a portal into the realm of chaos itself, and the one place the Loyalists would never dare enter. Within the Eye, the Legion withered and splintered. Blamed for the failure of the heresy, the survivors from the other traitor legions launched punitive attacks on the Sons of Horus, until it seemed that the 16th might simply cease to exist.
Oh, wow. So everybody just went
One such
after them.
attack, however, a raid conducted by the
It
remnants
was
of
your
the
fault
Emperor's
we
Children,
failed.
would
Jeez.
serve as a rallying call for the desperate Legion. Intending to clone a new and greater War Master, the Emperor's Children stole the body of Horus. Abaddon led the counterattack, which recovered and then destroyed the corpse of their fallen Primarch, symbolically severing them from their past failures.
Oh my god, all the old school
The
artwork.
victory, such as it was, cemented Abaddon as an invigorating force within the Legion, rebuilding its strength and pride. The Legion's armor was painted over the colors of mourning and vengeance, and in doing so,
There's
they
the famous
earned
Chaos
their new name,
Codex
the Black
artwork,
Legion.
at least back in my time.
In the 10,000 years since the Siege of Terra, the Black Legion has become unrecognizable when compared to the Sons of Horus, or Lunar Wolves that preceded it.
Well, it's
The strict
understandable.
hierarchy on which the 16th was organized could not survive the death of their Primarch, and the Black Legion is no longer a unified force, but a collection of warbands that have sworn fealty to Abaddon. Many of these groups are the direct evolution of the various chapters, battalions,
Well, can't you just
and
take the
companies
warbands and
that
just
formed
kinda
the 16th Legion,
reform
which
it?
now exist as more independent entities, free to pursue their own desires. Others, however, hold no direct lineage to the old Legion. Abaddon is clearly favored by the Chaos Gods, and his undeniable power has drawn countless warbands of every kind to his service. The Black Legion is increasingly more of an ideology or
that's
dark
so
philosophy
cool.
than a direct successor to the 16th. This is expressed in the
badass.
idea of the Long War, a term used to describe the ongoing conflict
Look at the
against
helmet.
the Imperium of Men. To the Black Legion, the Siege of Terra and the death of Horus was merely the first engagement, and the war has continued throughout all the centuries since. The worship of Chaos Undivided is a central tenet of the Long War. Rather than devoting itself to a single god of chaos,
See, and
as
that's
some
what I
other
like.
traitor legions have, the Black Legion venerates them all equally,
Yep.
as different expressions of
Yep.
the same universal power.
And see, that's what I kind of
Consequently,
like.
the Black Legion has the unique ability to act as a unifying force, accepting warbands devoted to rival chaos gods,
Yep.
who might otherwise war against one another.
Right, right. See, that's why I like
Several
Undivided.
specialist formations exist across the Black Legion, typically under the direct command of
And that's why I
Abaddon.
played Undivided in Fantasy.
The Apothic Blade is composed solely
I was
of those
all for-
veterans
always
adorned
for,
in Terminator
Archeon.
armor, and forms the personal bodyguard of Abaddon himself. The warband, known as the Tormented, is made up of those possessed by demons, while
Ooh.
those who fail Abaddon in some way might be sentenced to join the Oathbroken and subjected to terrible mutations.
Oath
The
broken.
Saracen Iron Pact, meanwhile, utilizes the greatest number of tanks, land raiders, and assault transports across the Legion, acting as its elite armored forces. Many other groups have pledged themselves to a single god, while others still worship Horus as a god, or reject Abaddon entirely. These
So how do
latter
they also
warbands are
worship
known
him,
as the thrice-cursed
Abaddon,
traitors,
as a god
and
then?
represent the last elements of the old sons of Horus, who refused the new tenets of Abaddon. Maintaining control across such a wild and diverse force is critical to the success of the Legion. While Abaddon shares the same aptitude for diplomacy and carnage that made Horus such an effective warmaster, he has also come to rely on an inner circle to preserve his authority across the greater host. These favored
That's smart.
lieutenants are known as the Chosen of Abaddon. Each is granted special purpose across the Black Legion, and each is devoted to a different god of chaos.
Oh, how does that...
The Lord Ravager
okay.
commands the Black Legion's invasion fleets, and is said to always be the first to set foot on a target world. The Lord Ravager is always a devotee of Khorne, the blood god. The Lord Deceiver is a powerful sorcerer, able to guide the Legion through the fickle currents of the warp, and perhaps even glimpse its possible
See, and that's what I like
futures.
about Undivided.
The Lord Deceiver
little bit
is
of everything.
always a devotee of Tzeentch, the Lord of Sorcery and Architect of Fate. The Lord Corruptor
Yep.
instills fear and hatred amongst the Chaos Space Marines of the Black Legion, adorning a trophy rack with the skulls of those who have failed Abaddon.
Ooh,
The Lord Corruptor is always a devotee of Nurgle, the Plague God.
right.
The Lord Purgator ensures that the conquest or raising of worlds is never left half-finished, and that every soul left alive is dragged away in chains, and every edifice is adorned with the markings of the ruinous powers. The Lord Purgator is always a devotee of Slanesh.
Of course. See, that's why I
Though
kind of
the
like
strict
Undivided.
hierarchy of the 16th no longer exists, through Abaddon and his Chosen, the Black Legion has maintained a sense of coherence unusual amongst the traitor legions. This is not always apparent, for its various warbands will often act independently, and at times even war against each other. It is during the
wow.
Black Crusades, however, that the Legion again acts as one.
Interesting.
Many champions of Chaos have launched their own Black Crusades against the galaxy, but the 13 Black Crusades of Abaddon the Despoiler are without equal.
It's interesting how the warbands will
Each
fight
has
against
unleashed
each
a
other and
tide
then be
of
like,
carnage across the
hey,
Imperium, before
you know,
ultimately retreating back into the Eye of Terror.
we're going on a
Though the
crusade.
Imperium
Time to
considers each Black Crusade
unify.
to have been defeated, the truth is that collectively they have all progressed a great plan, known only to Abaddon himself. But within the triumphs of the 13th Black Crusade, Abaddon the Despoiler's great plan is beginning to reveal itself. Cadia, the great fortress world that for millennia held back the Eye of Terror, has finally been destroyed.
Really? You had to go
Its
for
fall
Cadia?
has
Really?
unleashed a
You
new
had to
tide of
bring that up?
storms, greater than any to have afflicted the galaxy before. The Great Rift, as they are known, have split the Imperium in half, and repeated the disasters of Cadia across thousands of other worlds. For millennia, Abaddon has promised to succeed where Horus failed, and his hour might have finally arrived. The Imperium is desperate. For every new wound left by the Black Legion, the first and greatest festers even more.
These are some really
There
cool
is a path of
animations.
blood that leads directly to Holy Terror itself, and Abaddon need only follow it to finally bring about the ultimate victory of Chaos. He has seen his victory in the visions of the warp, seen the Imperial Palace crushed beneath the weight of his armies, and the body of the Emperor cast atop the endless charnel pits, overflowing with the corpses of the species he failed. He has seen the galaxy burn.
It is not going to happen.
The Templin Institute investigates the nation's
Okay, so there we go. All about the Black Legion. Very cool. Very interesting. Yeah, just learning how they were formed and, you know, going from Lunar Wolves, Sons of Horus, then Black Legion, and then seeing them just kind of fall apart once Horus died, and, you know, seeing all the other chapters basically go after them for, you know, blaming them for failing the heresy and stuff like that, and almost completely wiping him out, and seeing it kind of coming back to not really what it once was, but, you know, seeing it brought back, even though it's, I guess, a whole bunch of different war bands, which is kind of funny that they'll fight against each other, but then when it's time for a crusade, it's like, all right, let's come together, one big happy family. Is very interesting. But yeah, that's pretty cool with you know, with Abaddon, and, you know, having his Chosen, And you know, like I've been saying, like the whole time, just, you know, he has all those different people from, you know, the different gods, and you know, just being able to be a unifier, you know, of all the chaos gods and come together. He's basically 40k's version of Archeon, pretty much, which is what I used to play in fantasy, just because I used to take all sorts of different stuff in fantasy, you know, just you know, corn troops and this unit here with the mark of this, the mark of that, you know, all sorts of different demons and stuff, which was great. Just taking whatever I pretty much wanted, you know, which was very cool. But yeah, that was very cool. Like I said, I still don't know what chapter I would play if I was to, you know, start collecting chaos and stuff. I don't know. I'd have to go into more history. I don't know about Tzeentch's Thousand Suns. I don't know. Not really. I mean, their armor and stuff looks pretty cool. I don't know. I'd have to learn more on the lore of each chapter and stuff like that. I forget what video I was watching. I was watching another video. I wasn't making an actual video. I was just watching one and, you know, just hearing them. I think it was like some 40k rumors and stuff like that. And, yeah, just learning like a little bit about Emperor's Children and stuff. It's like, it's kind of interesting, kind of cool, you know. I wonder what, you know, Fulgrim model looks like. I'm sure we'll still a ways away from actually seeing what that looks like. You know, we got Angron and stuff like that, and what's the new one they just announced? Which I want to learn more lore about. What's that new one they just announced? Volsh. Oh God, what is it? He's like God, I can't remember his name. Volsh. Can I find it? Volstok? Is this it? He's one of the omens. Vashtor. Vashtor looks very interesting, even though he's not, you know, a chaos god or anything like that. But he is still a very interesting character. I guess he wants to be, I guess like a chaos god. Was that the lore? But either way, he does look very cool, and I do want to see more lore on Vashtor. I guess he's like a demigod or something like that. Let's see if I can find at least a little, that's the rules. What is his lore? I want to know his lore. Yep, Arcs of Omens. Vashtor is coming as part of this event. I guess there is really not a lot of actual lore. They're saving it for, obviously, the book and stuff like that. But yeah, I was watching a video talking about him, and he seems pretty interesting as well. I guess there's some theories and stuff that he is going after the Rock, and he's attacking the Dark Angels. That's what I heard, which would be very interesting. You know, I guess in one of the pictures or something in the video that Games Workshop just did showing off like the new models and stuff, I guess there's a little picture or something like that, and it looks like it could be he's going after the Rock and attacking the Dark Angels, which I guess some of the rumors is could lead to the awakening of the Lion. You know, little Watchers of the Dark. It's alarm's going off. Wake up. It's time to get up. Which would be very cool. But yeah, I guess he's going to be working with Abaddon and stuff like that, I guess, which would be very interesting. But yeah, don't want to get too off topic or anything like that, but still, yeah, very cool. So yeah, anyways, there we go. There's the Black Legion. I do kind of hope Templin Institute continue on going down with each of the Chaos chapters. I don't know if there's like a whole lot of enough lore on each of the Chaos chapters, because I would like to hear about, did they do one for the Death Guard? Yeah, no. Yeah, I think they did they? I don't remember if they did one for the Death Guard. I thought they did. But yeah, I would like them to continue on, you know, Death Guard, if they did or didn't do one, I don't remember. I would like to see one on the Emperor's Children. I just don't know if each of these chapters have like enough lore on them, you know, as compared to the Black Legion that has a lot of lore. I don't know if like some of these other ones have like enough meaty lore to them, you know what I mean? But yeah, I hope they do. And, you know, if you guys have any other videos you want me to check out, or if there is any videos out there that talk about, you know, each individual Chaos chapter and stuff like that, let me know. I'd love to check that out. I actually wish hey, Gold's getting to me. Because Bricky did every single Space Marine chapter, and he kind of broke down the lore and stuff. I kind of wish he would do something like that for Chaos. Maybe one day. I think that'd be very cool, you know, even though there's not as many Chaos Space Marine chapters as there is Space Marine chapters, which is kind of a shame. You'd figure Games Workshop would kind of want to, you know, build it up a little bit, build it out, you know, kind of even it out a little bit, you know, because you got all these Space Marine chapters and they all have, you know, a really good, decent amount of lore, and then you go over to Chaos and it's like, all right, you got Undivided, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Thousand Sons, you know, that actually have like army books and stuff like that. You know, you just kind of figured you kind of even it out, you know. I think that'd be a really cool I think that'd be a cool thing, you know. I don't know if Chaos just got like some more Chaos chapters and stuff that actually got some detailed lore, but I don't know. It is what it is. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. That'd be awesome. Remember, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description box below. And of course, leave me all your thoughts and comments. And other than that, just stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.